Dear members, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Anis Bhanugrala, staying in Opus 1703. I speak today on behalf of the doctors in Wallace and on behalf of the managing committee. As a doctor, I have been working ever since lockdown. I have faced patients, some of whom were positive, and I know how scary this is. I would like to share with you some of my humble experiences during these 2 months. As a doctor, I do not believe in divine intervention, and neither do I believe in any theories that we may be immune to this infection. As a clinical worker, I believe at some point of time we all may be infected with it. Mind you, contracting the infection may not mean it's a death sentence. A lot of us get cured, some may become asymptomatic carriers, and some unfortunately may succumb to it. Right now, we are in the thick of things. Approximately every building and every society has a positive case popping up, probably more than that. The statistics you see on television or the news make absolutely no sense when a relative gets infected and is battling for life. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I've lost one of my hospital members. The problem with this contagion is the fact it's highly unpredictable. You hear mostly uh, it is the older generation who are falling prey, and at some other times you hear of absolutely normal, healthy adults who lose their battle with life without a fight. So then, where do we stand today as the country begins to unlock? The lockdown, according to me, was just a time gainer for us to arm ourselves against the contagion. This phase we are at is thus very important. We are probably peaking at this phase, and the country is, for economical and administrative grounds, is planning to unlock. Some argue that we have to live with it. I also agree with that argument. Hence, I have been working from day one. However, my caution is that each and every member has to be individually ready to fight this. The lockdown period prepared each one of us to make a shield to protect ourselves and our family members. You may ask me why am I emphasizing this more right now? Why more care now? For that, I have only one answer. All the hospitals are full. All quarantine centers are full. Where do we go if any of us get affected? This is for real. So we have to think prudently about this, and we have to think of ways to reduce the probability of infection. With due credit to the managing committee, they've done a fantastic job. Okay. Selflessly, tirelessly, I've seen them as I go for my hospital rounds. I've seen them work. They're always there. They've arranged for everything to come at our doorstep. And selflessly and tirelessly, absolutely with nothing, no gains at all. I have been an armed forces person. I have worked in the armed forces for some time, which is known for its discipline. Let let me tell you that they have been top notch. As far as administration is concerned, they have done a fantastic job. Hmm. Now, as the government opens it up, hmm, let all of us ensure that their hard work does not go waste. Let us give them back as what children are expected to give them parents back when they grow up. Hmm. by helping follow a discipline which has been laid down by them, okay, and what they will lay down in future, uh, as we open up. They, to their credit, they have not allowed the contagion to come in, and we have to carry that baton ahead and keep that record clean. Let us assure them, this. For that, we need to understand that living with the virus and adapting to it is not the same as socializing in the middle of a pandemic, especially when it's at its peak and the government is overwhelmed. So please do not be complacent, and please be mentally tough. We probably may have peaked right now, but the turmoil will remain for the next 3 months. We may come across asymptomatic carriers, and we also come across medically 20 to 30% of the tests which can be negative. So the mantra is to prevent, and for prevention we have to take due care. So what's the way what's the way ahead from here? The way ahead is certain norms of life will have to change, mm, from now on, because this thing is going to remain for some time. We do know that we are following social distancing, we are religiously wearing masks in common areas, we are regularly sanitizing. But let me tell you some practical points which I have seen where things sometimes go wrong. Firstly, you know, we do wear masks, but I observe that people don't correctly wear the masks. Our body is a can be taken like a fort. The fort is weakest at its entrance. The entry to our fort is the nose, is the mouth, and is the eyes. So the mask should ideally be covering the nose and the mouth. Now I have seen people wear masks below their nose. I have seen people regularly touch their masks. Now you're touching something which you've touched outside, and you're touching a mask which is very close, and this can give easy access to the virus to go in. So don't keep touching it. We medical people take the outside of the masks as contaminated, and we don't touch the mask at all. Once we wear a mask, we don't touch it at all. And if we do happen to touch, we sanitize our hands. So that's the first point about wearing the mask and taking care of your masks. Secondly, as are going to move out, some people for work, some people for marketing, we have to sanitize our hands whenever we are moving in public spaces or open spaces. The more frequently we sanitize, the lesser the chances of contracting the infection. Third important aspect of social distancing. Now, this, according to me, is now going to be specifically important as we unlock. Hmm? Why it's going to be important? Because we who are going to office, we're going to work. We our duty is to run our families, but it is also important to ensure that our children and elders are protected. The lockdown taught us a couple of things. It was seen that the young and the restless who acquired the virus with their acquired the virus with their daily excursions on whatever pretext, and they passed it on to their elders. So they didn't get affected, but the elders got affected. For every second person that you meet today may be a carrier. That's what that's what the government says, and that's what our peers tell us. So your chances of getting infected are 15 times higher today than what it was in the beginning of May, and will be 100 times higher by June end. So try to minimize your daily excursions, as well as be careful at work as to how you meet, how many people you meet. Hmm. When you do come back home from work, you ensure that you keep your clothes aside for washing and have a hot shower before you interact with the family members, so that you have come clean of anything which you have brought in from outside. Some may say, why this rhetoric? The issue is because the government will finally leave it onto us. They will say, अभी हमने अब तक संभाला है, अभी आप संभालो. Hmm. As a society, we have fought together. So let's not lose the goal. Let's continue to abide by some regulations that the society lays down. Social distancing at home also is important. Each and every member, please be careful about people who come to your houses, be it maintenance people, be it uh, domestic aides, be it delivery boys. They are potential carriers of infections. Hmm. The fourth point which I want to lay a stress on is maintaining good immunity. We do not have any treatment for this virus. So we are relying on our body, which is a fort, to fight this infection off. Okay? For maintaining good immunity, you have to eat well, you have to sleep well, okay? You have to have good home food, good vitamin C and D supplements, good zinc supplements. So these are some nutritional factors which help maintain good immunity. Try to avoid a lot of fried stuff, try to avoid a lot of fast food. This reduces immunity down. Some people who are smoking and who do take alcohol in between, be careful. These are factors which lower your immunity down. So I summarize that the government had a two-pronged strategy: wear a mask and social distance. I would go ahead and say for Wallacites, hmm, what we doctors discussed and we concurred on, let's make it a four-point strategy. The 4 points are: first, wear a mask correctly, sanitize regularly when you are in open areas, social distance at work and at home, that's important, and fourth, maintain good immunity. This should keep us safe. Let us reward the managing committee for their perseverance and their hard work, by each of us ensuring that we don't contract the infection and keep a clean slate. Remember, the war is still going on, and we have to individually and as a team win it. Let's say amen to that. God bless you all and take care. Thank you very much.